Hi everyone, it's Tracy, and I have been so enjoying watching all of your responses to Ethany's 31 Days of Tarot that although I don't have time to do all 31 days, I did want to do my own video on my top 5 Oracle and Tarot decks that I got in 2017. And as usual, I am going to cheat. I have 7 tarot decks that I got in 2017 that have just made a big impact on me. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. And the first one is the Voyager Tarot. This is a deck that I never thought I'd get. I thought was butt ugly. Sorry about the lighting. But this deck, I love it. It makes sense to me. I can understand the messages. I understand what the pictures are trying to say. So there you have it. The Voyager Tarot is one of the goodies from 2017. The next one I'm going to show is the 2nd edition of the World Spirit Tarot. This is another deck that it speaks to me. I love the artwork on this one. I really do. I think it's gorgeous. And the little book in it is really marvelous. I love how multicultural it is. I mean, there's a blue chick. A little blue chick. It's Rider-Waite-Smith. I'm a Rider-Waite girl. To be honest, until I get oh, that's great. That's Pixie. Until I get Rider-Waite down, I'm really not ready to move on to another system. I have enough trouble with this one. So I'm not yet ready to move on to another system. But this one, it's just fabulous. And this is the 2nd edition. I love the backs on the 2nd edition. And I've seen the 1st edition on YouTube. And I prefer the 2nd edition. The changes that they made to the 1st edition, I think, were spot on. And as far as I know, you can still get this. It is available from the deck creator on her website, or their website. Okay, next is the Everyday Witch Tarot. This is such an amazing little deck. It is so accessible. I find it so easy to read. It just makes sense. And it's coming down to that for me, is that I'm going to use a deck that feels good in my hands and where the images give me the clearest message. The message that I can understand, the message I don't have to struggle to figure out what does that card mean for me. So again, this is another Rider-Waite, straight up. Beautiful deck. I really, really like this deck. And I don't identify as a witch, but I don't have a problem. You know, some of the pagan decks I don't find myself drawn to because they're, I don't know, too pagan, and I don't follow a specific path, and I don't consider myself a witch or a Wiccan. So I don't go for those like modern spellcasters and stuff like that. But this one I find very accessible and easy to read, and I absolutely love it. So I have, I've still got 4 more that I want to share. The Little Monsters Tarot. I backed this one on Kickstarter. When I'm having a day where I want a tarot reading, but I don't want it, I want it to kind of be a hug deck. This is definitely a hug deck for a tarot deck. Most of my hug decks are oracle decks, but this is my hug tarot deck. It is just so precious. It's, again, Rider-Waite-Smith. Follows the system faithfully. But the images, they're just so precious. They have such wonderful expressions on their little faces. Just adorable. I've got a blob of shadow. I'm trying to work around it. It's winter and it's 8:15 in the morning, and so there's no natural light coming in right now. Gosh, isn't that pretty? So you got to work with what you've got, right? That is the Little Monsters Tarot by Joanna Nelson. Love that. Then we have my current favorite, The Spirit Within. I did a whole review on this deck, so I'm not going to show too much of it, but Stephen's deck is absolutely fabulous. Again, another Rider-Waite-Smith deck, but this one is just very straightforward for me. It doesn't, you know, it's not a hug deck, but it's also not a scary deck. It's just, hey, here's what it is, and go for it. So, Spirit Within. Then we have the Sassy Burrito, which has been on a lot of people's lists, I've noticed, because it is just a fabulous deck. It gets the meaning across in a slightly different, slightly more modern way. And I really love this deck. I love the way it feels in my hands too. It shuffles marvelously. Everybody's seen this. Don't need to show any more of this. And then my number one deck from 2017 that I got in 2017. I put the box in this little organza bag because the flap tends to get away with itself, and that just kind of keeps it. The Pamela Coleman Smith RWS Tarot from Los Scarabeo. This is the deck that I used when I went to the charity event and did readings at a charity event, and it was just fabulous. It's Rider-Waite, obviously, but the coloring is better, and it's the Los Scarabeo cardstock, which holds up like iron, and I just love it. I have a backup because it's hard to get here in the United States. There you go. Pamela Coleman Smith RWS Tarot. That's the back. I did limit myself to 5 oracle decks. I don't use oracles as much as I use tarot, but I'm trying to actually remedy that, and most of you probably know that I'm working with a tarot and oracle deck a week. And here are some of the ones that came out throughout 2017, that I got in 2017, and just really packed a punch for me. The first one is one I never expected to like, Les Vampires. I don't like Jasmine Becca Griffiths artwork. Ooh, look, I edged this deck. I edged it in bronze or brown. I'd forgotten I did that. But the messages are absolutely spot on. I don't know, there's something about this deck. It just appeals to me, it calls to me, and I got another one of her decks based on this, the Fairy Tale Oracle. I like it, but it's not as good, so that's going to be the extent of my Jasmine Becca Griffith collection, I believe. But really, this deck just really gives me fabulous information about myself. You know, what I need to focus on. Really lovely. Next would be The Secret Language of Animals by Chip Richards, and artwork I believe is by Jimmy Manton. I think that the reason I love this one so much, the messages are good, but the artwork is just stunning. And this isn't normally really my type of artwork, and I've said that a lot. Hey, I don't usually like this kind of artwork. My favorite kind of artwork, if I'm just looking at art, is sort of a loose watercolor with not such vibrant colors, just a little more, not pastel, but a little more muted and a little looser. But when it comes to tarot and oracle cards, it seems to be a different story. And the artwork in this one is just gorgeous. I mean, So The Secret Language of Animals has been a favorite. Then one that I think is on just about everybody's list because it is so fabulous is the Sacred Creators Oracle. And we've all seen this one. This one is really, I can use it with the book or without the book. So I can either just let the messages give me an intuitive hit with the color. The color helps me a lot. Or I can pull out the book and get a little bit more deeper meaning from it. But yeah, I absolutely love this. And like everybody else, I cannot wait to see the tarot deck that she comes up with. I'm sure I will have to have it. Then my number 2 Oracle deck, these have been pretty much in order, the Oracle decks of my favorites. My number 2 favorite Oracle deck that I got in 2017. I can't get it out of the bag. Oh, I can't get it out of the bag. Is the Extraordinary Oracle. I love this little deck. It was upside down. Sorry. It helps me see the extraordinary in the ordinary. Yeah, that's really nice right now. It's cold where I am. And I really do love it. And it comes with just a very little white book that has just a few keywords so that if for some reason I get hung up, because I don't usually use it, I usually just go on what the picture is. But if I get hung up and say, wait, I don't quite see how that's applying to the question I asked or my situation, I can pull out the little book and just one of the little keywords and I'll go, oh yeah, that makes sense. Time to recycle. Anyway, that's the Extraordinary Oracle. And then my favorite, I think this is probably my favorite oracle of all time, is the Color Mage Oracle. And I have the full expansion. It's 100 and some odd cards. And I love it. It's just color. The first 70 cards, they're 10 cards for a chakra. So like this is number 1. And that would be for, it's escaping me, but you know the first chakra. And then they go up. So they're 10 cards for each chakra in the basic pack. And then once you get to the expansion pack, they are, see, because this is a basic one. Gosh, sorry about that shadow. Oh, here's one, like 101, Prometheus. Oh, I pulled this one several times this year. And the color combined with the chakra, if it is a chakra card, this one's not either. This is Sekhmet. Beautiful. Will give me a great deal of information. And I always seem to be asking for advice with this card, with this deck. So this one is my top Oracle deck. If you follow me on Instagram, you know I do a weekly color reading with this deck. So thank you everybody, and thank you so much for all the wonderful content you've been putting out there, and keep it up. I have to say that other than work and sleep, watching your YouTube videos is basically all I've been doing for the past month, and I have really been enjoying it. So keep it up, and everybody have a great day, and goodbye. Thanks for watching.